Right. We are now entering and just starting to try this Subathon on YouTube. Well, I'm gonna sit here and think of as much county jail and prison stories that I can as possible, and let the people know about it and bring forth awareness of the dangers of the prisons, which you can actually fall into or find yourself getting into if you get incarcerated. Tiny, what's going on? What's up? What's up? And I'm gonna see if I can go for a certain length. All is well. Yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. And this is gonna be like a subathon right here. Love the platform. Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Some of the stories today, no doubt. Thank you. Some of these stories today that I'm going to be telling and speaking about is going to be how I survived being in isolation in the hole and all the things that came with it. Oh, I saw your videos at work, the house, etc. No doubt. I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Much love. Much love, word up. I definitely appreciate that. I hope you're subbed up to both of my channels. I have two channels on this platform: County Jail, Prison, and Chain Gang, and this one right here. Alright, thank you, Candy. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Alright, well, here's the introduction, you know what I'm saying, or the intro, or what have you, so people can know exactly who they're talking to, or who they're dealing with, and who they're gonna be riding with for a good little minute. Because once I take flight, I'm out of here with it. Alright, my name is Big Miz from the zoo. I do prison content. I did 2 prison stays in the Georgia Department of Corrections in the Chain Gang, and I also did time in like 5 different states. You know what I'm saying? New Jersey, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, St. Louis, and Georgia. So I went to the Midwest, I went to the South and the East, and making a whole lot of mistakes. A whole lot of mistakes, right? And I'm gonna like open up to y'all on the things that I saw and the things that I went through inside of these chain gangs and in these county jails in the different regions of the United States, man. Like, if you can't learn from an individual like me that made mistake over mistake and had to learn the hard way, it's like you're gonna need some extra work done. If you can't learn from an individual like me that made some of the stupidest mistakes, you're gonna need some extra care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all, when I went down the road, when I got into prison, I made it hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? I definitely made it hard on myself because I went down the road with a chip on my shoulder. And yes, they started me off trying to put me into an annex where I'm in a working type of camp, But the people there at this institution, at this weird annex, they wasn't my type of individuals, man. And being on the shotgun detail it doesn't feel good being on that. When you get off this bus, you got a lead man, or this van, you got a lead man. One of the other inmates is acting just like a CO. He telling us what to do, to go get our equipment, line up. He looking at us all in the line. And when they bring the shotguns out, and they say, bring it to me. Bring it to me. And we all in the line, swinging. Shit, man. And it can be blistering heat out there, man. And we off on somebody's land or yard or plantation or whatever, doing this type of work, cutting weeds and stuff. And I remember being in water, like it was like a creek. We were walking in the creek with the water kind of like up to our knees. And we swinging. We all in the line just swinging. We're swinging bush axes. And you got this officer on the side on the bank. We walking, he got the shotgun on us. So we on the shotgun detail. And all I keep hearing is, bring it to me. Bring it to me. And cats are swinging harder, stuff like that. And I remember the day that the guy in front of me, I guess he's looking at this water moccasin. He's thinking it's a snake coming through the water. And he swung and he cut the thing head off. And that's the day that I was like, yo, it's over. It's over for me. I'm not gonna be back in somebody's woods in the cut in creeks swinging, trying to cut weeds and stuff that's lodged in water. That shit is hard as hell to do. And we steady swinging. It infuriates me to know that I stayed on that detail as long as I did. But when I bucked that detail and they said, oh, you're gonna go to the hole, you're gonna go to the big boy side, you don't know what you're gonna be getting into, you don't know nothing about it, man, and all this, and trying to lay the bull game down on me so I'll be scared. They're telling me I ain't gonna make it over there. They'll probably jump on you first day you get in there, saying all this stuff, just woofing. And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna do this though. I'm not doing this no more. Can y'all put me inside the dorm, work inside the dorm? They was like, no, you're gonna be out here working with them, or you going to the hole. What you gonna do? I was like, I'm going to the hole. Now, when I got over there, they riding me down. I'm going down this street. Well, I'm only going down to the end of the street, but I'm looking at how it's changing from that little building to these big barbed wire fences. I see the gun towers and everything surrounding this prison. And I'm looking like, okay, he might be talking about something, you know what I'm saying? They might be talking about something. But we pulling up, they clearing the van, they putting these mirrors under the van, looking, making sure we not bringing nothing in. How many? Just one. He's going straight to isolation. I refuse detail. They laughing, sending me over there, right? I remember when I was walking the compound, my hands behind my back, and I'm just looking at everything. And I think one or two of the dorms was either going to Chow, and one was leaving from Chow. But I just see cats moving in big crowds or whatever. And I'm looking, but I'm on my way to the hole, right? And when they finally get me into the hole, this little stupid officer, like this young Caucasian dude, he's standing there, and he's looking at us coming up, and he's just chewing. I'm looking at him like, damn, he fucking that gum up. But it wasn't gum, it was chewing tobacco. Once we get up to him, he spit. Doing all this. He like, oh, what's going on with him? What's his story? He's like, oh, he didn't want to work at the annex, man. He wanted to buck on the details, so we bringing him over here, get his mind right. He might come back, we don't know. He's like, well, welcome home. All right, welcome home. Whatever, I'm coming into this dorm, right? As soon as he opened that door, all I hear is yelling from each cell, back and forth, back and forth. Yo, send that down, send that down. Nah, fuck that. Yo, when we get out, yo, I'm gonna pull your ass out, nigga. He said, all this yelling, back and forth. And when they put me in the cell, man, like I was in there for a minute by myself. And I had a little time to reflect on what was going on. But when I would always think like, should I go back to the annex and work this detail and be on the shotgun detail and do this for the rest of my bid? I couldn't see it. I couldn't fathom the thought of me working out with the sun beaming on me in a line with the rest of these cats that I do not really even feel. I don't talk to them or nothing, and just sitting here slaving over this work, only to receive like a, I guess they used to call it mystery meat or whatever like that, but it was just like colorful type of meat. I don't know. It could have been bologna or something. I don't know. I know it was like pinkish, sometimes greenish, you know what I'm saying, and blue hints, you know what I'm saying, to it, on some bread and some watered down juice. That was our payment. Nothing else. Georgia Department of Corrections don't give you a dime for labor. Nothing. You're never going to get money from them. And I remember the first thing that I got into, man. Let's get into this, man. I remember they were sending us on the yard, and I don't know if anybody in the chat right now have ever been to a prison or a chain gang where you go to the yard from isolation and you're going to be in like this, like a lion cage, like how you see the lion go from one area to the next, boom, one area to the next in this square, and it's real high and all that. That's what they put us in, right? And I started getting used to coming on this yard in the morning because cats from the main side, they don't care who's in the these bullpens or whatever. They gonna send a cigarette through the gate, like, yo, go ahead, take a couple pulls, send it down, boom, boom. And we'll be walking in the square and just be talking like, yo, who is that upstairs banging all day, man? Nigga need to shut the hell up. Nigga be trying to get sleep at night sometime, man. Like, people just talking, and then they're talking about situations that happen. You know what I'm saying? So they're hipping me onto how the compound really is, right? So I used to kind of enjoy coming out there, just having that little bit of time. I didn't care if I was in a lion cage or not. I mean, I would go out there, listen, or sit down, or just be on it doing push-ups out in the open and not like secluded to my cell. So I kind of enjoyed going out there. I mean, if that makes any sense, even though I know that I was in a cage for an animal and not a human. I remember the day that they started slacking on it, when they're having like less workers to work, so they not bringing us out like that. And then they finally did one day. They opened my flap, say, you going to the yard? I'm like, yeah. I'm jumping up, getting dressed real quick. And you're like, make sure you already all the special ready, because they might be coming through while you're outside. I'm like, all right. Man, I get myself together, I get ready, and then they come and pull me out. I'm in this bullpen, and like 15 minutes later, they coming back. saying, yo, special coming, we bring y'all off the yard. I'm like, nah, man. I only been out here for like 15 minutes. We be out here for like 45 minutes to an hour. I need this time, bro. I need this time. You can get me last. They're like, nah, White, you going in now. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm like, yo, I'm chilling, man. So I done sat down. He was like, so what, we gonna have to pull you off of here, drag you in there? I was like, man, y'all not gonna do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Just get me last, man. Get these folks. Some of these folks want to go in. You hear bro talking about he need to use the bathroom. Get him. You know what I'm saying? But the dude is straight, fully focused on me. And he wants to argue. He's in the arguing mood right now. He got that arguing spirit going on. So he like, nah, you coming off the yard right now. Come on and cuff up. I ain't gonna tell you no more. Come and cuff up. I was like, nah, bro, I'm not cuffing up. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm bucking. I'm going in. Did not know they got something for that bucking on going in shit on this side. They got something exactly for a nigga that want a buck. And he went back in. He came back out with two other officers and they looked and he was like, yeah, him right there. Right there, that's White in that cage. I was in the third one, you know what I'm saying, towards the door that we got to go back in to go into the hole. And they went back in. Like 10 minutes. Like, they started bringing some other people out. Bringing some other people in. And they left me as the last one, like I asked. And now they coming to get me. I'm like, yeah, see, that's all y'all had to do. But then I see like 5 more officers and like 3 CERT team members and one bringing some plastic thing that looked like a damn shield. It looked like a plexiglass shield. And he's holding it like this. And he's walking. And I was like, hold up. And then one dude on the side, he pulled something off his side. It's a damn camcorder. And they talking about what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to use extensive force, you know what I'm saying, on me to get me off the yard because they done asked me several times and I'm not complying to the rules. So they're going to use this kind of force on me. You know what I'm saying? Excessive force or whatever. And I stood up. I was like, yo, what is y'all doing, man? Like, I'm ready to go get off the yard now. And they was like, nah, you playing with us. You don't play too long. You going back in the cell. I was like, I know. I just said I'm ready to go in the cell. And it was like, no, open up the gate, man. Open up the gate. Like, you like to play? You want to play with it? I said, yo, come on. I'm trying to put my hands behind my back. Yo, they moved out the way. This dude with the shield came and he held something like a button or something. And he went right into me with it. Yo, that shit shocked the living shit out of me, yo. This man had a electronical shield to put volts in your ass upon contact. I'm talking about, yo, that thing turned me into a new me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga hit me with that shield, with that electric shield. That shit turned me into a new me. You know what I'm saying? I had all the respect. And there was chicken noodle soup time. I had the pee. I had the shit. Everything. Like, he was like, Psh. I was like, oh. And he coming again to hit me with a few more of them bolts. Nah. No. If he hit me again with how many voltages he just hit me with, I know I'm leaving everything right there. I'm leaving everything right there. So I'm not letting him do that. I'm telling him, hold up. Nah. Come on, man. I was like, yo, that hurt it. I feel dizzy. Like, just put me in the cell, man. Put me in the cell. I put my hands behind my back. Started going to one knee. They put the cuffs on me, picked me up off my knee, and started walking me out. All right. And they bring me back into the cell. They tell me that I'm not going out to the yard until they feel fit, see fit. It can be a month or whatever. I say, I don't give a fuck. I'm just glad I'm not feeling another shock from that shield. So now I've been over there for like 2 weeks already. Still haven't went to DR court or nothing. I haven't seen a DR investigator or anything. And I'm still back in this hole. And I done got shocked with an electrical shield and everything on some riot shit already. This is making no sense. Until I got a roommate. Cool ass roommate, you know what I'm saying, little young boy. He said that he was fighting somebody, you know what I'm saying, over the basketball game. It was being rough. They just started tearing it up when they fighting out there. They about to go to knife play, right? And I was like, damn, what they give you? He like, obstruction of an officer, because I was yelling at the officer, didn't want to tell him my name, and also assault on the inmate, I mean, and failure to follow instructions. I was like, damn. So I know he gonna be a minute trying to go to a DR court himself. And I'm telling him I'm from the annex and all this. Me and him got cool. He brought some a deck of cards in and all that, like probably like 3 decks of cards all matched together because it had some missing cards. So we using this to work out. Shit like that. We got a little routine. Sometimes we play tump. Sometimes we in there working out. Beating each other down with different stories from outside in the free world. We in there jailing on the low, right? So I was like, yo, this can be alright. Where I'm at right now can be alright. But one day, bro, I heard like early in the morning, I hear a voice that I know. Like coming across the big floor, like in the hole, I hear somebody talking of Spanish descent. This Guatemalan dude, he talking and he's saying stuff, yelling to somebody, or they yelling to him and he's answering back. But the officer is telling him that he about to go next door. Now, I left out what was going on next door the whole time that me and young boy was there. It was an individual in that cell having conversations with himself. Good ones, real good ones. You know what I'm saying? He's reminiscing, saying it's funny, hell yeah. Yo, I remember being there. You remember that shit? Yo. You don't remember when that nigga pulled up, came out with that motherfucking pop, started shooting it? He's saying all this to himself. Nobody else. He had some good conversations for hours, big laughs, all that. You know what I'm saying? So we knew we got a whole fool next door. A whole fool. And he do this day in, day out. But they put this dude in there, man. And I recognized the voice to be somebody from down at the annex named Taco. A little young dude named Taco. He probably was like 20 years old or whatever. And Taco was small. He was a small dude. He was probably like 5'2", maybe like 130 pounds, something like that. He just looked way younger than his years too. He looked like he could have been like 17 or 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? They put this young boy in the cell, and I remember me and my roommate, we was playing tump, and whoever lose got to go down, do 25 push-ups, get back up. You know what I'm saying? We playing like that. And once they closed the cell, boom, it was quiet over there. We not thinking nothing. It's the hell, I'm not thinking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just he in the cell with a nut. Yo, why? Soon as after trays was though, they gave us trays. We eating the food. I remember this. We was eating the food, and we started hearing some rumbling next door. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that it's a scuffle, because you can hear the foot action on the floor and doing all this. People trying to get their foot inside some shower shoes and all that, and somebody's touching everything in there. It's a big scuffle. So I'm like, yo, you hear that? And my celly like, hell yeah, boom, he done jumped up on the top bump. and he listening through the vent. And then I stood up on the bottom rail, and I'm like this listening, and you can hear them fighting. Yo, nigga, get off me, get off me, man. All this, and old boy that be talking to himself, he ain't saying nothing. He focused staying on whatever he's trying to do over there. He's focused. Yo, you started hearing somebody hitting all the furniture now. You know what I'm saying? You hitting all the appliances, everything in there you touching, nigga. You touching the locker box, you touching the wall, you touching the bed rails, you touching the toilet, you hitting the back sink, you hitting the door, you hitting the ground, you getting back up, you getting choked out. You hear all this shit going on. And I started learning these sounds. Being in prison, you learn sounds. It can be from afar, you know what a smack sound like, but here from afar, you know what it is, you hit a pop. Like, yo, he must have just got slapped. You know these sounds. But next door is somebody fighting for their life. That's what we're hearing. We're hearing somebody fighting for their life, and better yet, their manhood. Because old boy over there that was in that cell, that sleeper, that these officers made a mistake and put this dude in from the annex with these low-ass security, is now in there with somebody that's close security, and that's noodles. I'm talking about he's gone. And he's trying to take this man's manhood. And yo, once it got quiet, I was like, yo, they need to stop fighting shit. Like, we done got down, and you hear people yelling over there like, yo, who is that over there fighting, man? And then they called my cell asking us, and I was like, nah, that's next door, that ain't us, man. They was like, oh, who that? The new dude that just came? I was like, I guess so, bro. Like, I don't know, man. They was over there tearing it up just for a little minute, and it's quiet. Now we done set back. I know that I was reading. My cellie was looking at something. I think he was looking over his paperwork, and he was like, yo, Jerge, come here, yo. And I was like, I'm talking about, I jumped out of it because I knew it was something going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Next door, I'm like, yo, what is it? He was like, listen, bro, listen. So we was listening real good, and you hear the young boy saying, get it out of there. Oh, get it out of there. Oh, get it out of there. I was like, holy shit. This is, yo, is this nigga saying, get it out of there? He was like, yeah. He laughed. I was like, nah, bro, that shit ain't funny, nigga. This nigga taking this manhood, bro. And we're listening through the vent, and then we started pulling like, it's tissue all in the vent and shit. We started moving that shit out with a pen. Now there's mad fucking wind hitting us, but we can hear over there good as hell now. And you hear, oh, get it out of there. Oh, get it out. I'm like, holy mother. Yo, I was like, yo, Taco. And you can tell that he heard me when I first said this shit. And they probably threw him like, yo, somebody know me, and I know that it was rough. I know, you know what I'm saying? And we can't do nothing to help little bro. I'm on the back window yelling over, trying to find out who the f it is, what's his name and everything. Like, yo, you gotta stop, bro. Like, you can't be taking nobody manhood, you fucking fuck nigga, you pussy nigga. Like, I'm saying all this stuff. My roommate is on the front flat with the flap open, telling people in different cells, calling people that he know, like, yo, this nigga over here taking somebody, say, where's gay ass? Oh, G-A-Y ass nigga, this, that. He's saying all of this stuff, and it's on high alert, bro. Cause this dude ain't stopping. He over there going crazy on the young boy. He's not stopping. It seemed like he just got more animalistic with it, because you hear him like doubling up over there with the hits. And yo, this shit went on for at least like maybe 15 minutes, right? We don't know if this dude done got his happy ending on the young boy. Whatever the fuck is going on, this old pussy ass nigga done must have got up off of him for a minute and chill. And we're yelling over there. We don't hear nothing at all. Dumb quiet. We wait until it was chow time again. We wait, but my cellie is trying to tell the officer. He's like, hey, and he get in the tree. He's like, yo, officer, yo, check next door, man, to see if they okay next door. He's like, man, they good, man, they good. He slammed the flap, boom. I was like, man, yo, the flap's still good? He was like, yeah. And then he cracked it open a little bit while the officer next door, he was like, yo, just look over there, bro. We heard them, there was a lot of noise over there, like something was going on, like somebody was being violated, bro. He was like, you violating me right now with all this conversation. That's what you're doing. You're violating me. So the officer with his ignorant ass started going to the next doors or whatever, serving the trays. He missed that ride. He could have found out what was going on. We could have saved our young boy life at that time. But that was an ignorant officer. He wasn't even going to help us at the least. Yo, we done kicked back again. And we going back and forth about a situation. I remember seeing my cellie like doing push-ups off the table. He got his earphones on. And then I'm looking at one of his magazines. I'm looking through it or whatever. And then I hear boom. I'm like, yo. He take his earphones off. He jump back on the top bunk. He listening. And he was like, yo, bro. Yo, this is something crazy, bro. I was like, what? I got up. I started listening, and it might could sound like either you're trying to get somebody off your neck and you like, but you can barely try to talk, but he's trying to yell out, and it's a language barrier already because dude is Guatemalan and he really can barely speak a little English. He always say, yo, poquito. He like, yo, hey man, like he always was like that real jolly, real smiley type of young boy and all that. And I know that he would never be around an individual like this motherfucker here in this cell, man. But now he done met the worst day of his life, because you can hear him in there sound like he's getting choked out, and then it's back again. That same fucking sound, same rhythmic tone, and everything is going on once again. And we're listening, but this time, everybody, because it's nighttime, so everybody's hearing it. Yo, everybody's up, they kicking the doors, everybody on the back window, yelling at this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Telling him to cool out. You come on compound, we gonna pour your dumb ass out. Nigga, you gonna die. All that. We gonna do that to you, nigga. All this, none of that is phasing homeboy. He's still in there getting it. And it was horrific. It was disturbing at the least, just to hear it. And knowing that somebody's fighting. He's not just giving up, he's fighting. But then when you see that he got overpowered, you hear, get it out of there. Ooh, get it out of there. Get it out of there. Ooh, get it out. But you hear the patting at the same time. Like, ooh, shit, man. So, yo, the morning comes, man. The morning comes, and I remember like it was like maybe like 3. It had to be like 3. We was probably eating at like 4:35 in the morning with the trays. Some days it was like 3, and I heard like Taco must have had got out of his confines or from under him, or the dude was asleep or something. But he done boom hit the door, started banging, boom. He said, "Policia." He hitting, you can hear his voice. He's waking people up. They saying, "Shut up," because they don't know that it's him and what's going on with him. They telling him to shut up in different cells, and then while he's yelling, they kicking the door so it's smothering out him yelling for help. You hear something going on again. Dude then woke up or something, grabbed him up, and this was like kind of it for him. Um, and when the trays came this time, the officer was going in the opposite direction. They didn't hit them first, and then us. He went in the opposite direction, so once he leave, he can go straight out the door. And my roommate is telling him, like, yo, CO. He like, well, what's up, man? He was like, ain't no extra trays. And he was like, nah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not asking for nothing from you but to look next door. It sounded like somebody was getting violated last night. Somebody, man, who was getting taken. It's a little gay ass nigga over there, man. Yo, he need help over there. And he opened up the flap. He looking. And he was like, yo, White, what's going on? I was like, yo, he's telling you, man. Go ahead, check over there, man. And the officer is a cool officer, but he's a dickhead. And that's what we needed. We needed a dickhead to go over there. And he went, boom. And come on, y'all come get y'all trays, man. But he don't open up the top flap before he opened up the bottom flap. You're like, come get y'all trays, man. And he looking. And dude must be standing there in front of him. Because he's telling him, yo, move to the side real quick. Move to the side. He's like, yo, just give me my tray. And then he's like, all right, man. He was like, it's two of y'all, right? He was like, yeah. He was like, I got his tray. He was like, nah, he gonna have to nod his head or something because we short on trays. He gonna have to let me know that he wanna eat, right? The dude over there like, yo, he good, man. He just tired. I'll take his tray. I ain't gonna eat his tray. He's like, man, move. Moves so he can nod his head or raise his hand or something. He's not moving. So the officer telling him move, and he might have just got a little glance at what was going on. He started asking him, what's all that blood all on the bed and all on him, on his arms and stuff like that? What's going on? And he getting real aggressive with homeboy. What the fuck is going on in there? What you do, man? What's going on? He looking at the charts. He was like, hold up, move to the side, move, get to the back wall, get to. Dude ain't moving. He done shot off and start calling the code. He was saying something, calling the code. He was like, yeah. And you hear them coming back in. Bro. I'm talking about they're well equipped to come and spank somebody, flip somebody. You know what I'm saying? They got the camcorder. They got the right team with them. Everybody got their cans out. And they ready to flip, buddy, because they know that it's something that's not right. And when the lieutenant walked to the thing and he looking, and he was like, God damn. He was like, God damn. He's like, we're gonna have to use excessive force. We have already asked him a couple times, boom. They trying to get through that real quick. He said it's 1,300 hours. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon now. They getting that shit together. They told dude to go to the back wall. He didn't say nothing. Told him to go to the back wall again. Nothing. He said open that cell. Boy, they ran in there. Boom. Flipped him. He's yelling, asking for help now. Help, get off me, man. Come on, man. Damn, man. Now you want to talk. Now this damn man, get off me. Yo, when they bring him out, we got the flat down. We looking. They bring him out. We at waist level with this fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? He come out butt bookie naked, like straight naked. You know what I'm saying? And he got like crusty, dried up blood all on his legs and on the like near his knees and stuff. I don't know what the hell was going on. Then he got all like that. He coming out, he looking around and all this shit. And like, yo, you was a real fuck nigga for that, bro. You really is, bro. I hope somebody get you, man. Like, we saying stuff to try to antagonize him and all that. But homeboy didn't care. He was a savage, you know what I'm saying? And you meet individuals inside the chain gang that's like this. At one point in time, it was mainly the guys that was coming from Alto, what they call these old chain gang punks, you know what I'm saying? And they played a lot of games And like, to be for real, they kind of had a description of how they kind of looked, man. And it was crazy. It was like a description how they looked. Some of them was real skinny, real clean, bald face, bald headed, had one little ring on like he married, you know what I'm saying? And he had these little beady glasses on and be talking real slick. And then it's another one that's clean cut, stayed with clean pants on with a nice crease going down it, real tight behind shirt, waves to the side with a part right here on the corner, and then waves going down. Chain gang pump. Smooth talking, real good detail having niggas that'll move all around and be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But when we watched the young boy come out the cell, and the young boy and the nurses is talking to him and walking with him and stuff like that, man. Like, he couldn't help it when he had to answer something for him. Like, they say, "Are you hurt? Where is it hurt?" Whatever, and he's crying. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it, because I know this was life changing for him. Remember, he's of Spanish descent. They not really going for that, and he just got his taken. It's like, this is the situations that's going on in the hole. When the young boy walked past us with his sheet wrapped around him, it is full of all that red stuff, and it had hints of brown and stuff like that, like on his legs and stuff. And he took that walk out of that dorm. I never saw him again, man. But he looked like a broken spirit, a broken individual. And this is me inside the hole. I'm actually surviving the hole. Once it started being time for us to get our DRs read to us, it's an investigator. She is called the DR Investigator. This gets crazy. This gets crazy, bro. Her name was Miss Ruth. Brown skinned chick, maybe like 5'6" or 5'5". Slender, kept her hair in a ponytail, jet black hair, like brown skin tone. And she was very shapely, a very small waist, a very round. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm talking about, I think it's super round. And she kept her pants tight so you could see every crease at the bottom fold when she's walking. And she had like a stupid little walk on her, where you'll see that them things like fighting against each other back there. Like, this is Mrs. Ruth. And she had a voice like kind of nasal, like kind of scratchy a little bit, but she was cool. But everybody knew that she rocked these tight pants. And in the chain gang, this is where I found out that they got mad jackers in the chain gang. I'm in my cell and I hear a lady. My roommate is a young boy. He done ran to the flat. Pow! He looking. He's like, "Oh shit, that's Miss Ruth. That's Miss Ruth." He's like, yo, no disrespect. I'm about to put something up. I'm about to put a blocker up. You know what I'm saying? Cause I gotta handle some effed up business. I was like, "What's some fucked up business? What you mean?" He's like, "Man, I got knock her head off." And with him saying that, I could have still said, "What the fuck you mean knock her head off?" But I knew. I was like, wow. I was like, yo, I think it's just crazy, bro. I was like, yo, let me get your earphones and I'm gonna look out the back window. Got them earphones, put them things on blast. I'm looking out the back window. And it's not just him, right? He said when he opened his flat and he got his little kit, they got a kit that they use it, Vaseline and all that, have it right here. on their wrists or something. Some people put it different places. They put it different places just to have it if they on the walk. But in here, he said he lift down his flat and he about to ride on shorty. You know what I'm saying? And this is how some people get their pleasure off inside the prison system. But this is a step towards savagery, a step in the weirdest direction, real weird. This is not a good direction to step into. Like, I'm going to not have her know. She's not going to know. Or I'm going to force a situation with me and her because I'm going to expose myself, and then I'm going to show her me growing and then pleasing myself and then me ending right in her face. You know what I'm saying? So she can see it. And she just got to be a part of it, like it or not. Not a good step in the right direction, right? But when he lift down the flat and he think that he's sniping her, that means being in the cut where she can't see him and he just knocking her off with a vision from him to her. Everybody got they flat down. He said everybody. He said he was looking. He couldn't stop looking eye to eye with people that's sitting there with their geek look and getting right. Everybody was sniping her down. And the crazy part about it, she's going door to door, and she got to lift your flat down and start talking to you and tell you what your DR is, how you plead and what can happen, how much time you can get and all this shit. And she's going from door to door. And you hear her, as I know when I was going from song to song on this album, it'll go out and then I hear a little intro about another song, and I hear it say, nasty ass. Oh my God, y'all some nasty. Boom, she closing one thing. She going to another door. Oh my God, you too? Really? Come on, I thought you was good, Jinky. What the hell? Boom, she closing cells and all that. She get to Oz, do the same thing. And he done pulled down the curtain. He talking to me like, damn, man. He was like, everybody was riding on her, man. I'm looking at everybody and shit, man. Niggas do like going fed in there. Like going fed is they probably doing the most. They probably trying to have they wood outside the flat, like, and trying to have her see it and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they not caring and giving a F about nothing. And almost everybody in the hole got written up. She came back around. She must have sat down for a minute, looked at every door, all of this shit, and using her paperwork for the people that she had to see, and wrote them all up. She wrote the whole dorm. I remember seeing shit slide under our cells. I'm like, yo, what's that? My roommate grabbed it. He was like, damn, this fuck ass bitch just wrote me up, man. Wrote me up for a B11, man. I was like, a B11? He was like, yeah, that's a jacking charge, man. She just gave me a jacking charge. Well, I'm about to be back here for like 2 months, nigga. 3 months. I was like, damn. That's crazy. I don't know how this happened. Because he came in way after me. But he happened to go to DR court. He saw her. She didn't see me for DR court. You know what I'm saying? Or DR investigation. Like, it's me. He went to DR court and everything. He go to the other side so he can start doing his isolation time. So now he's working on getting up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He's walking his stuff off to the door. I'm still on this side in the hole, ready to get another roommate, bro. And this time, they did something like, I'm talking about diabolical, bro. They brought this little skinny, calm ass white dude into my cell, right? I remember when I was sitting there, and they told me to go to the back wall. They bring him in. He put his arms to the flap. They take the cuffs off of him. He was like, all right, man. They closing the flaps and all that. I was like, what's going on? He was like, hey, what's up, man? I was like, Nothing. I was like, what you come to the hole for? What's going? He's like, oh man, like I'm done with this camp, man. I'm tired of this place, man. I'm trying to get them to put me on PI, you know. I was like, what is that? You're like pending investigation, man. I'm trying to go to a different camp, man. I want to go to like a TC or something, or a county camp or something. And I was like, I'm saying, how you gonna do that? Like, you can't do that by getting in trouble. He was like, oh, nah, not really, man. Like, I just refuse housing, man. I'm like, all right. So now this is my roommate, right? You know, we talked and kicked it for a couple days, like 4 days, about certain things out in the free world, where he did, how he was living and stuff like that. And I speak about me. But I noticed that, like, every night, he'll be at that back window, and it kind of be like a light shining on this. Like, the window is only like this, so you could look at through it like this. There'd be a light shining from off one of those poles outside, and he'll be looking out there towards the gun tower, because it's somebody right there that you can look right at. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be sitting there waving and stuff like that, trying to get their attention. And I know that people be sniping people in the gun tower too. You know what I'm saying? They be over there jacking over there too. So I'm trying to make sure he ain't violating me. You know what I'm saying? By doing that shit. But he was standing there one day, and this dude didn't have no shirt on, right? He just standing there, he waving and all that. He's listening to his music. He got his little tiny little earbuds in. He listening to his music. He's just looking out there. And I noticed on this dude, from up here, like from his neck, around here, all that, he had portraits. There was a whole bunch of portraits, real good. Whoever they tattoo artist was super fire, because you could see the face as good as I don't know what. Portraits. And all of them looked like they was like peaceful as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody looked like they was asleep all around his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, side views, all that. Like, and as you go down, like here on his side, on his stomach and all that, and on his side, like when he's turning and he's looking and stuff like that, I see he has more faces going down. He probably has like 30 faces, you know what I'm saying? But as you go down on his side, they're like this. Like crazy looking joints. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I had to ask, yo, man, why you got so many portraits that go on your joints? And then people look like they sleep at the top, and it look like they got the shock look at the bottom. And he was like, oh man, huh? And then I asked him again, and he said, yo, look, hold up, before I say or jump into exactly what this man said, yo, y'all hit the like button for me at the top of the screen. Y'all do me that just do. Hit the like button for me at the top of the screen. Change this from 24 to something different, please, y'all. I need y'all to do me that just do. Change them likes real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's 160 people on here. Before I tell y'all exactly what this motherfucker told me, y'all change that number for me. Change that number for me. One more time. Do that for me one more time. All right, there we go. All right, so boom. He was like, oh, what? So I asked him again. I said, why? Like, why do people look so peaceful? You know what I'm saying? In the portraits at the top, but then they look like crazy and shocked, like at the bottom. He was like, oh man, are you talking about these, man? Oh, these right here is my favorite kills, man. Now, when he said this, I had to lift up, bitch. I'm like, your favorite what? He said, man, these are my favorite kills, man. He like, look, buddy, like, these were good, but when you get down here right into the gut and you see their pretty faces and all, yo, I'm not gonna lie. That was the first time, and this was so weird. Because that was the first time that I got like a gut type of feeling. Like, because I knew he was too calm, talked too like flat to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way he was explaining it, his favorite kills, and as you go down, you get right to my gut. These are the best ones right here, man. How you just hear him yell. And I was sitting there on the top bunk, and I'm looking down at this nigga, man. And I'm trying my hardest not to look like I'm shocked by what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm bothered by what he's saying or nothing like that. But I was shocked as fuck about what he just said, and I was terribly bothered by what he said. And honestly, all I wanted to do was tear it out of there. I wanted to get out of that cell, him or me. Better off him to get out so I can stay in the cell that I was in. But if I had to, me, I was ready to go. I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it was on a Monday night that we had this situation. And TNT is every Tuesday and Thursday they get transfer days or whatever. And I could not sleep. I wasn't going to sleep though. You know what I'm saying? To keep it all the way 100 with you, I wasn't going to sleep with this motherfucker in the cell with me. That wasn't even a thing no more. And I was sleeping in the cell with this dude at the bottom bunk. But now that he told me this, and I saw like 30, maybe 35 portraits, and he's saying that he unalived all these people. Nah, bro, you have to go. You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he got a tool on him. I'm coming from the annex. I don't have no fire. You know what I'm saying? So, ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell, bro. And the crazy part about it, in the morning, when they was about to come for trades, this officer coming around doing that security check thing, like they got this button or knob or something. We go going from set, like between certain cells as they go around, they do like a security check. Boom. And he's telling people, pack it up. You about to get transferred. Pack it up. I'm like, shit, I'm hearing this shit. This motherfucker opened my flash. And he called the dude Kaczynski or whatever that motherfucker name was. Like, I don't want to put his actual government name out there so he can get hate mail and stuff, because he's still in the chain gang. You know what I'm saying? But looks at him, tell him to pack it up. He's getting transferred. Boy, I was like, ooh, wee. I'm laying there like, yo, soon as they pull him out of there, I'm about to get some real good sleep. Like, you got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get some real good sleep. Boom, they call him out of there. He's saying, all right, man, you take it easy, man. I like being in the cell with somebody like you. And I was like, yeah, no doubt, man. All right. Got him out of there. Like, honestly, I was thanking to God, like, yo, I'm glad it didn't have to get to his life or my life type of situation. Now, what they did for me in my situation was a little different, because they didn't send me to DR court or none of that stuff, man. They must have looked at the situation, saw how long I've been back there in the hole, and that following day, they told me to pack it up, that I was going to a certain dorm. And I was like, where that's at? He's like, on the compound. You coming out here? Like, where you coming from? I was like, the annex. And he's like, oh, you're gonna love it then. I was like, all right. I'm packing my stuff up. I'm going on the compound. I go into this dorm where it's a lot of people. They just asking, yo, who you with, who you affiliated with and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I ain't affiliated with none of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in no gang or none of that. I'm going to meet the brothers, the Ox and all that. I'm talking with them. I'm paying attention to what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's kind of loose in this prison. This prison is wide open. A lot of people can move from dorm to dorm in this prison. And it made it very, very dangerous. And I'm going to give you a scenario on what I mean. We was on the small yard probably a couple weeks later. And people from the other dorm is walking down the walk, coming onto our small yard so they can play basketball with these niggas from my dorm from Atlanta. And they calling certain people out like, yo, go get 6'9", go get 6'9". He's 6'9", very skinny, 6'9". He basketball, grabbing grease, he doing all this stuff. I already saw him play. They calling him, he's coming out there, putting little like socks, ripped up socks on his arms and all that. Like there's some basketball and tire and all that. He putting shit on his legs and all that, doing all this shit. Now I'm watching him. And I remember Celine was like, yo, something about to happen. I was like, why you say that? He's like, yo, these boys right here that just came from that building, they all from Seaport, shouted. They all from Seaport. I was like, what's that? He was like, Savannah, Seaport. And he was like, all of them right there, all four of them right there, they all from the A, shouted. So I know something about to happen. I was like, Seaport in Atlanta. All right, so I sit back and I'm watching this basketball. What it looked like to me was called savage ball. They was playing savage ball. I'm talking about they're not just passing the ball, they standing there dribbling and then they throwing the ball hard as I don't know what people catching. I'm talking about people catching the ball, boom. A basketball, not a football, a basketball, boom. Trying to jump, boom. When they jump, everybody jumping, wow. Boom, cats coming down like, nah, I ain't had possession. Nigga, I ain't had possession. Come on. Doing all, like, even the crossing over just looked so fucking extreme. Niggas is reaching, slapping faces and all that, and they don't kiss, they still going. But it was this one little short dude that was playing for Seaport. I don't know how the fuck they had this nigga on the court. He didn't know how to play no basketball. You can tell. They keep crossing him over. When he get the ball, when he shoot it, that shit, he throw it so hard. Boom! Now he running full speed to go grab the rebound. He bumping into niggas. He swinging his elbows. Yo, I remember when the shit popped off, man, they was I think it was like 2 more points and whoever wins on each side. Atlanta got the ball. They done threw it to 6'9". Boom, he done gripped the ball. Now he's standing there and little stocky dude said, yo, move. I got him. Y'all niggas can't stick him. I got him. Y'all niggas too. 6'9", like, nigga, you too little, nigga. You too little. And I ain't gonna let no country nigga beat me at nothing, nigga. Boom, and he doing all this hard, boom, like punching the ball down. Boom, tall as shit. Now you got the dude from Savannah running up on him, grabbing his waist, doing all this shit, picking him up and all that. And he was like, yo, what is we doing? Is we playing ball or is we wrestling? Nigga, let me know. Cause I put the ball down and all this. And they like, come on, play. They give him the ball again, he check it. Throw it to 6'9" again. Now 6'9" is on the corner. And the dude from Savannah is damn near like under the rim. Here comes 6'9". Boom. He jump in the air. This nigga take his legs from under him. Wow. Boom, he come down. That right there set it off for everybody. Cause when this man jumped back up, he went straight to this nigga, start swinging. Now people are going under their coats and stuff like that. They going under their coats. And I was wondering why, yo, it's hot as shit. But all y'all got coats on these little platforms where people sitting. they had bangers under these coats. Niggas done pulled out, and now it's an all-out war on the small yard. It ain't a lot of places to go in the small yard, bro. And they going ham. I'm talking about they going retarded out there. I did not know at the time that it gets that political about where you're from. And people from Savannah be getting into it with the people from Atlanta. They didn't really see eye to eye at all. They thought, Atlanta people thought that they was too smart or too cool or too city for any other region in Georgia, period. And then they'll let you know. And then from the A, they'll let you know, yo, a country nigga ain't gonna beat me in nothing. A white boy ain't gonna beat me in shit. You know what I'm saying? This is how they coming, and this is the mentality, and this is how they thought. I was in this dorm for maybe like 6 months, dealing with the attitudes of the COs and the way they choose to carry us inside this prison. And what I mean by that, they're trying to get you, is if you come into the Georgia Department of Corrections and you're in the level 5 camp, and how they try to keep control is when they address you, they are thoroughly and firmly addressing you as inmate. Hey, inmate. But in Ware State Prison, they had this boy thing going on. Hey, boy. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. That was not working for me. It was not going to go over well if you keep calling me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Where you going, boy? Hey, boy, y'all need to keep on going down there. Y'all boys keep on walking. Hey, man, fuck this boy shit. I was on the walk. There was a younger officer, a CO1 on the walk as well. And they called me to go up to administration. You know what I mean? And I was going, but this dude stops me. And I got this wrinkled up slip to go to administration, a call out slip. You gotta have a call out slip to move around and stuff like that. And he grabs the slip, saying, where you going? I said, oh, administration, I gotta see the counselor or something. And he was like, what does this say, man? Nah, this ain't the right time, you go back. I was like, nah, they called and told us to come early. He was like, nah, go back to the dorm. I was like, yo, they just allowed me out the dorm. They called so we can go up there. And he was like, I said go back to the dorm, boy. I was like, yo, officer, don't do that shit ever again, man. He did. Right? He thought it was a good idea to get even closer to me and say, I said go back to the dorm, boy. And did that spit. Man, that shit, all I had to do was just sprinkle that shit. Boom. I'm already firing off on this dude, man. I didn't care about the consequences or nothing. I didn't give myself a chance to think better about the situation or nothing. I done already went bang and start punching this man. And this little bitch ass little CO, man, all he did was ball up, try to cover that face because the first one shocked him, the next one rocked him, and now I'm holding, trying to up him, trying to bring him back to life. You know what I'm saying? And he balling up and all that, trying to go down. And I didn't know that they had the scopes on me, man. They was looking from every angle, and the officers are running to me. And once they got to me, everybody took a dive. Boom. So they kind of like colliding with each other. They grabbing me, doing all this shit. Putting knees in my back and all that. Trying to keep me on the ground. And then putting the cuffs on me very tightly. And saying, you want to touch Um, um, my staff member and all this shit, and they ran me to the hole with my arms up very, very high, and had me like bent my head down, and they're running me to the hole. So now I'm on my way back to the hole. But they had a plan for me. Fully dressed, still in my state clothes, button up t-shirt, pants, all that, boots on. They put me into the shower area, very skinny shower. I'm in the shower area. They said they're waiting on a cell to put me in. So I'm standing there by the door looking through the window. No, it didn't have no window. It's the flat down there. That's it. You can't see through there. I just thought about that. Yeah, I'm standing there. I'm just looking at the rusted door and all this shit. Like, and next thing you know, I hear like the water like dripping like. They done turned the water on while I'm inside of this tight space. I can't move. I can't dodge this water. It's coming straight at me. Hard too. There's no little deodorant thing that I can cut to put the nozzle in to change the direction of where that water's going. Nothing. Right on me. I'm getting soaked in there. And then the fans that's in the ceiling. There was 3 fans. You start hearing them shits coming on. Now these shits is on. I'm like, yo, hold on. If I'm in here for a minute, something about to go wrong. Like I'm trying to get all the way to the door, but I'm just getting a big mist, and then all down at the bottom, like the water's starting to rise up. It's a lot of water in there, and I'm soaked. And they kept me inside of that shower for like 5 to 6 hours, to the point where I'm watching them give trays out. I'm yelling to the people inside the hole, like, yo, they got me in the shower, man. Y'all help. Kick the door, man. Get some help for me, man. Like, I'm in there shivering. They felt like this was payback for me. Like, I guess have the water running, they turn on the air. Would I get sick or something? Then they sit me back down weak, and then they gonna jump me? I don't know what's going on, right? But I'm in there, and I heard pill call. This is the only thing that got me out of that situation. They called pill call, and I saw the nurse, and I'm down and looking through the flap, and I said, nurse, please, I need help. I've been in this shower for like 6 hours. Please, I need help. And she started asking the officer that was walking around with her, like, what is he talking about that he been in that shower for 6 hours? And like the water is still running, and he has all his clothes on. And he came back, he went to me, they talking to me. They called a sarge down for the next shift, and the sarge allowed me out that cell, right? I got a cold or the flu. You know what I'm saying? For being in there that long. And I was glad I didn't get walking pneumonia out of that situation. But now I'm back in the hole, right? And I'm there for like maybe a month and a half. I went to DR court. They put me in the isolation side, and it was so loud over there. But I had to learn the ropes. I was surviving the hole. So I had to know when the whole orderly walks around, what you gotta get from him, whether he's doing ice call or hot water call, to start filling up bowls with hot water for soups and stuff like that, if you can get them in there, and some people sending you stuff, or for your coffee, you get ice and sit it in the sink, you know what I'm saying, and try to utilize it before it melts. If you smoke cigarettes, get him to get you a bomb of cigarettes, and then come double back, get in the wick lit for everybody. You gotta learn how to twist this tissue, like cut off a box of tissue and twist it into its like a line, looking like an incense, real tight, but that'll burn slow. So you'll have a wick and you gotta sit it in the crack, like in the crack of the vent, so the smoke will go right into the vent, so it won't be all in the room and it'll smell like smoke in your room, that type of smoke. And I had to learn how to fish under my cell. I had to learn how to tie stuff to other objects and send it under the door with accuracy to hit somebody else's door so they can tie stuff on it with their idea and their clip and then get whatever we trying to get and fish it under your door so you can have something extra or some candy or a note or a cigarette or a wick or whatever you're trying to get. Even if you're trying to get a little magazine under there, you just gotta be real tactful on how you're maneuvering in there. You gotta know how to use your mirror correctly, opening up that flap and looking behind yourself by putting a mirror in front of you, and you're looking through that mirror, but you're looking behind yourself in different angles and move it around so you can see your surroundings. This is what you have to do. You got to know how to shimmy that flap so when the officer tries to slam it up and close it, you have a string locked around the lock and holding it right there. So when he closes it, boom, let him go down a couple cells, and knock that lock back this way and open your flap back. And then put the string on the corner of the flap so you can pull it in, push it down, and look around, talk to people, conversate, do what you gotta do, be on the flap. You gotta know what times you gotta get stuff done, because the little light that you have coming from that window, once it's gone, you can barely see in the cell. And you gotta handle certain business and reading and doing all different type of stuff before that time comes. You gotta know when medication is coming through. If you need something, you gotta be up. You can't be tired and can't get up while she's coming through, because they're gonna come knocking that out pretty fast. I'm surviving the whole. But one thing you don't be ready for is when you get a next door neighbor that comes in like I did. And I know his voice, I hear him. It's 6'9", that tall dude from Atlanta. 6'9", he's going into that cell. And I heard him say, yo, op. I was like, yo, why the fuck it sound like this nigga in my cell? I'm looking towards the back wall. He talking through this little hole, like a little pipe, a little hole in the back wall. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that was there. I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, yo, that's up. He's like, look, yo, up. Yo, I'm about to send this paperwork over. Tell me what they saying I'm about to get. I'm like, so I'm thinking like, hold on. He said that he about to send his paperwork over to me so I can tell him what he's about to receive. That only tells me one thing. One, you either is too big of words and you're not putting it together correctly to understand what's going on, or you cannot read a lick. And you're illiterate, you can't read it, and you need somebody to tell you. So I'm thinking, yo, 6'9" was alright with me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, send it through. He fish it down there. I get it. I started reading this shit, man. And it said on the date and time. And she was, this lady was working in such and such dorm. She was in the booth as the proceeding officer for this dorm. And she witnessed an inmate named Octavius going towards the shower. What seemed to be weird was he chose to go into the shower right at lunch call, at chow time. Everybody went out, but he didn't. He went into the shower, so she thought that he might be jacking, so she paid attention to the showers. And she witnessed Octavius going towards the shower right at lunch call, at chow time. Everybody went out, but he didn't. He went into the shower, so she thought that he might be jacking, so she paid attention to the showers. and noticed another inmate, which was 6'9", they say his name, comes out of a cell moving very swiftly and goes into the same shower as this inmate while he was using the shower. And she said she did not look, she thought that was very suspicious. She came out of the booth. She started calling towards that shower, telling the inmates to come out the shower. And she said the shower curtain commenced to start moving, right? And she's on the bottom on the big floor yelling to tell them to get out of the shower. And then she hears inmate Octavius yelling, screaming for help. I was reading this, I was like, yo, this nigga 6'9". I knew who Octavius was too. He was in our dorm too. I was like, yo, this nigga 6'9" just took somebody's manhood in the shower. Ran in the shower. Yeah, they said he had a sharp object in hand too. So he went in there and told him, like, your ass or your life type thing. Either you fuck or you fighting. Either you're fucking or you're fighting. And he went and ran up in this young boy named Octavius. And honestly, it's what they call the strong going against the weak, because this was very, very, very cool. Octavius was cooler than a fan, very laid back, but you can tell he was green as hell, you know what I'm saying? But he was cool, man. He was cool. And these are the targets. People that's civilians, you're not with a gang, you don't have no backing, there's nobody for you to run to. Nobody's gonna fall off in the cell trying to help you out. If people run in there, they're coming to get you. And I read the situation. And I was like, yo, look. This lady done messed up this whole DR, bro. She messed up the whole DR. Say that you did everything, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You about to get off this. Yo, that's crazy. She messed up everything, yo. And I was acting excited, laughing, saying the lady is dumb as hell. Yo, she just messed up your DR, boy. You about to get all the way over on this shit. Yo, I'm sending it back. Because I ain't respect that. I ain't respect nothing he did. Nothing that was going on. I ain't respect none of that shit. Fuck that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I looked at it. I didn't care what that nigga was talking about. He could have went under the jail. I would have sent him off a cliff if I could have. I'm like, yo, nah, just walk right there. Take one more step and you good. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and walk off the cliff. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And due to the fact that he couldn't read, even better. I don't care. I don't care. Once I know that this is what type of time you on, I don't give a what's going on. I thought you was cool as hell. I thought this nigga 6'9" was cooler than a fan. Big, tall Atlanta nigga can play basketball good as hell. I done saw this nigga in visitation with shorties and everything, gripping bitches, fatties and all that. But you in here on some other shit. You on a whole different type time, nigga. You taking cats' ass that don't even want to do it with you, nigga. They not into that, but you into that. Nah, no deal. How's you calling over yo op? Read this op. Yo op. What they say op? I'm straight up. Man. After I sent that over to him, I remember like after Chow, he was trying to trade some shit. You know what I'm saying? And he calling through the cell, through that pipe in the hole. Yo op. Say up. Yo up. I'm ignoring the hell out this nigga, man. And I chose to ignore him until he was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like every day. He can see that I'm getting a book sent through the flat from the runaround. He can start calling over then. I'm not saying nothing back. You know what I'm saying? Fuck talking to you, nigga. You's a fuck boy. You's a whole fuck boy in this chain gang, man. Like, and I know it. So it's nothing going on. But I'm in here trying to survive the whole. I'm in here trying to survive the whole. And they had a massive war that popped off. And they had to ship some people out, release some people out the hole. And it was my lucky day. They told me to pack it up, boy. So I done packed it up. They sent me right back to the dorm, so I'm good. I'm like, yo, boom. I look, my cellmate like, yo, jerk, come on, bana. You know what I'm saying? Chico telling me to come on to the cell. That's my man's in them. Chico from New York. You know what I'm saying? A brown-skinned, Spanish-speaking motherfucker that's good with all the MS-13s and Yetas, Sereños, all that. I'm good with the Muslims. We good in our room, right? So I started getting back on board. Talked to my girl. Told her, look, I'm out the hole. I was in the hole for a minute. This is why. I miss you. I was wondering. I was worried. I was scared to say this. I was calling up there. I was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, send me like 75 so I can start getting some things together so I can get back right. I gotta re-up on cosmetics. You know what I'm saying? Just get a little bit of food till next week or whatever. She was like, all right, I'm gonna send it now. I go to the store. But when I'm walking with my bag, yo, something was telling me, yo, get a tattoo, man. Yo, I don't know. I don't know where you get notions like that from. You know what I'm saying? But something was saying, yo, Miz, this nigga's in there in your dorm that's fire with these tattoos. Super fire, like fire. Go get you a tattoo. So now I'm thinking, yo, if I shoot a nigga like $25, $30, $35, I still have a little grip. Let me see what's going on, because I might get grab something from Chico, buy it on wholesale, and then use that as payment, and that's exactly what I did. But I had to go around, you know what I'm saying? And I went to this one dude, this black dude. He was kind of younger or whatever, and he was from something called Valde, something like that, like Valde, Georgia. But that's how they said it, Valde. And I was asking him like, yo, how many people you got, you know what I'm saying, that you cutting their hair? I mean, doing tattoos today. And he was like, nah, I'm saying, what you got? What you got? He like, you got sodas? I was like, yo, come to cell, we backing up in his cell. I was like, yo, I got this. Boom, I showed him the smoke. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh yeah, he jumped smooth on that. Yes, this is what I want. He's opening up his tattoo book, showing me all this, you know. And I see this naked chick. She had fire over her vagina and over her nipples, whatever. Had fire, and she was like up like this. And it just looked as sexy for the back arm and all that. And I was like, yo, I want this. He was like, oh, I can do this quick. We can get this done before lockdown or whatever. I was like, oh, all right, so we in. Boom. So he's picking the needles. He's sterilizing them in front of me and all that, burning shit and putting in the alcohol. He's doing all this shit, right? I'm like, all right, cool. He start running. Like, it's going through the day, you know what I'm saying? They come through, they count, we step out, all that. You gotta look out and everything. I'm sitting up here getting me a tattoo. And for a minute, I'm looking through the mirror at it. I was like, okay. It's the silhouette of the lady. She got the little hips and all that, legs crossed, got the flame over her vagina and all. I was like, he fired. I'm liking this, right? Yo, why? Him knowing, he knew Al Mook, he knew. He see me offering salah. He see me going to Jumu'ah. He see when they greet me, they say assalamu alaikum. I say wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, Sheikh? Like, he see me having these dealings. Why? In the background of this lady This nigga put the biggest cross on my back arm. This nigga put the biggest cross on my back arm. When it was time for lockdown, bro, I done shot up out of the cell, and I go into my cell, and I'm showing my back arm to Chico. And he's like, damn, Bana, why you get that? I was like, yo, she looks sexy, she fire though. He's like, but ain't you gonna be like having issues putting crosses on you, right? I was like, crosses? Like, what are you talking about? He was like, yo, you don't know? He started laughing. He was like, yo, son, yo, look, son. I'm like, this. Kind of stuck in time. Looking, getting 38 hot. I know me and him, we about to shoot it out, or we about to fight. I already know this. I'm about to go back to the hole. This is how I'm doing my time, yo. I know I'm going back to the hole. This is uneventable. There's no other alternative. There's no other way that I can go about this situation. If I don't smack fire out this nigga for putting this cross on the back of my arm, me and him is gonna fight, or we gonna shoot it out. Either or. And I went to him early morning before we offer our Fajr prayer. I done slid up, tapped on the cell. I see he got the towel in the door. I tapped on the cell. He opened the door. I slid right in. I said, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? I done put my hands up. He knew what I was talking about. Off the rip. He knew exactly what I was talking about because he started swinging first. Boom. Now we going at it. Boom, boom, boom. His roommate getting up, trying to tear it up out the cell. You know what I'm saying? And now it's all ox around the door. I'm in there fighting this dude, and they made sure ain't no knife play or nothing was going on. And I started getting down on Buddy. We hear the door unlocking or whatever, but I'm already in a point where we're kind of like under the desk, like we're on the ground, like under the desk, tussling and all that. And I'm trying to keep my forearm on his neck and holding the back of his head, keeping it on his neck and keeping my weight where he can't throw me around. I'm not doing that. I lift up a little bit, but I'll come down even harder and hit that throat. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting that Adam's apple. I'm getting him all the way right. But I wasn't gonna let him go. I don't care how tired I was. I was not letting him go. It wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? And the officer came. Everybody's looking at the fucking cell. The officer comes, telling me to get off of him. And I'm back in the hole. After they restrained me, they sent me back to the hole. Now I have assault on the enemy. Right? And I know that I'm going to be back there for a minute. I know what was going to transpire, that I'm just really trying to survive the hole, man. And I stayed back there. I wrote literature back there for the way of life of a person, almost like I was writing literature for a gang that never came out. I had sworn statements to sworn yourself into this way of life. I started tattooing different signs and labels, saying different zones that you'll see me in, 1010, 730, and all of this type of stuff, man. I read so many books in the hole, man. I learned myself, and I said, you know what? When I get short and I get to the end of my bed, I'll be back in the hole, because this is where I want to reflect on everything that I actually gonna go through, or things that I saw and stuff like that, I chose to use the time before I was about to leave to go home. I went to the booth and said, yo, I want to lay it down. I'm leaving tomorrow. I want to get away from everybody. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want no tricks taking place on me. Because I already saw the dude that was about to go home that everybody was talking about. They were so amped and hyped that this nigga was going home. Like, yeah, nigga, 9 years, nigga. Hell yeah, my nigga, all this shit. And he was getting out in 9, but had to do like 15. So everybody was happy for him. And they threw him a party. His homeboys, his folks, niggas that was around him all the time, 24/7, eating meals with him every day, laughing, keying, working out with the nigga and everything. And then the day that he had to go home, the night before, they threw a party for this man. Everybody had Bombays. And Bombays is a drink with Kool-Aid, whipping it up, soda, coffee, candy can be inside of it, all of this stuff to make it taste even sweeter and all that. But it's so thick, you can't really see through that. And these motherfuckers thought it was a good idea to chop up. I don't know how many razors they had to chop up, but they broke them very fine, nice sized ones that he could just drink and drink and drink and drink and drink, because this is his folks. He trusted them, and they loaded his drink, man. So all this crushed ice that they done put in there, he's thinking it's that. He's drinking this shit, man. And yo, man, when you heard that nigga scream when them things was passing, and he got to use the bathroom, because it also makes you want to shit when you drinking a Bombay, like it hits that gut. Yeah, you get that run around feeling, you get the running around and all that, but then it's gonna sit you on the toilet. And then when it passed, and this nigga was screaming in the top of his lungs, it was cutting the boys while it was coming out. This is what they did. This is your goodbye from your homeboys. That's why I didn't want to be around nobody. Like, you're not tricking me into nothing. They rocked him to sleep into that situation. And I don't know what you do to fix that. Like, getting your anus slicing and dicing and this cutting stuff going through, like, your system. These are razors. A lot of them. They said they loaded it. And dude was screaming when he was using the bathroom. All blood in his pants and boxers. Like y'all not sending me home like that. Y'all not tricking me out the box like that. It's too much other stuff going on. You're not tricking me out the box like that. Man, I remember being in the dorm, and like I'm a speed this part of the story up. We went to visitation, and there was 3 individuals, one pretty boy dude, me, and this wild individual. And when we went into visitation, the pretty boy dude thought it was a good idea to try to holler at the wild nigga's girl every time he turned his head or eating his food. He's saying stuff like talking real slick, talking real heavy about niggas need to send money here and there, do this, that, and the third. He trying to talk like a boss to the nigga that's visiting him, which is another dude, his brother or homeboy or whatever. And this girl is eating it up. But I think she was for the streets anyway. But she was just eating it up. She looking at the nigga, and then she chose to put food in front of the wild dude. He eating. Boom. He busting it down. She walks over to the vending machine. She turned and she starting to throw up all these numbers to give the nigga her phone number 4506 or all doing all this shit. Nigga like 04 556. Got you. Oh, now he like this. He talking to his homeboy, and shorty comes back with her shiesty ass. Like, I'm facing that way, so I'm looking. I see the whole play. I'm like, yo, all I can see is wrong coming out of this. I'm telling my girl at the time, like, yo, this dude right there, that pretty boy, light skinned nigga, that real red dude right there. I'm like, yo, he's hollering at old boy, this muscle bound nigga right here. Like, he's hollering at this nigga girl on the low, and he's gonna get caught. This ain't gonna turn out good. I know it's not. And she was like, well, you know them? I was like, nah, they in my dorm, no. I don't fuck with neither one of them, right? Well, we started going back. Like, he caught shorty. Yeah, he caught shorty looking over and waving. He spazzed on her inside the visitation. He's standing up. She's scared, jumped back like he's already been hitting her before out in the streets. She's not having that. She dipped up, went around the wall, and then officers came straight to him. Your visitation is over. We cutting that short. It's over. Boom. Send him back to the dorm. It started getting short. I leave, hug my girl, kiss her, boom. I go back to the dorm. When I'm walking through, I see, like, I'm talking to some of my brothers near the door by the booth, and I see homeboy, wild boy, filling up 2 cups, boiling hot water, and he pouring other stuff in there and all this stuff. He whipping shit up. You know that he looking. That he keep looking out the window to see if homeboy is coming around the walk. They come to the dorm. He whipping shit. Going out. He going up the steps, trying to make sure ain't shit spilling on him. But he's holding it with towels because that shit is hot, right? And I see Buddy. Here come Buddy. Hocking like, yo, I'm going, bro. Like, this shit about to get stupid or whatever. And I was like, what is he actually about to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this, man? So I'm standing by the water fountain. I started calling my roommate, like, yo, bring some coffee in the cup real quick. You know what I'm saying? He like, what? I like, yo, give me a bomb of coffee in the cup. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to the rail. Boom, I get it. I'm walking. I see homeboy coming in. Boom, he come in. Now he unbuttoning his shirt. He like, yeah, folk. I'm saying, it's good going out there talking that free world shit, you know what I'm saying? Talk to my folks and them and all that. Now he's going up the steps. Wild boy is behind his door. Behind it, with his door open. Dude is not even on point. He's not even paying attention to that shit. He's walking right up. Wild boy come from behind it like, yeah, nigga. That's all I heard down there on the big floor was, yeah, nigga. He must have hit him with the whole thing right there. Bow! Got the side of his face. When I'm looking up, the pretty boy nigga is backing up, touching his face like, shit. But he's pulling shit, man. Like, stop touching your face. You messing your shit up. And it was already like opening up and probably it was doing something. You know what I'm saying? And how I know about the different type of burns is because I've been burned before. So I know what things will look like, what will happen, and how it's going to transform you if this shit is on your face. And the dude is trying to fight. He's trying to fight, but he got another cup. Got him again, and now he's punching dude, trying to knee him, doing all this kneeing and all this stuff, still hitting him and calling somebody to bring the fire, right? So he can put that fire on that boy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and gun him down. I'm saying this shit. It's no way you can defend yourself when you're trying to keep your face together. You know what I'm saying? Keep your face from melting down and all that, and you're getting punched. Somebody's grabbing the back of your head trying to give you the best knee of your life. to rock your whole equilibrium, you know what I'm saying, and just do you the worst way. And he's telling them like, nigga, you ain't gonna holler at no other girl again, nigga. He doing all this rocking, boom, 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 doing all this shit. And I remember when came, they locked dude up. They running homeboy down. You know what I'm saying? Put him on the cart. They driving, boom, trying to get him to the hospital. Months later, he come back. Everybody like, yo, folks, trying to act like his face is not how it is. You know what I'm saying? They trying to like bring him some type of joy. You know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there. He got like little bandages and all this shit. He coming in, like, yo, everybody surrounding him. Niggas is talking to him and all that. Saying, oh, if a homeboy would have stayed in the door, they was gonna pull him out. They were saying all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was true or not, what they would have did. I don't know. But somehow he caught wind that there was a phone around me where he can get out there and talk to his girl. And this is how vicious shit can get. He was allowed to use the phone. He was in the cell. I'm sitting right there, calling his girl. She's surprised to hear him. And she was like, "Oh my God, all the room." And she talking low. She like, "Oh my God, I'm glad that I can talk to you, baby. I miss you." And he's telling like, look, something happened, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the hospital for. She like, what's going on? He like, listen, like, I got into it, like, he didn't say that he was trying to get somebody girl. He just said he got into it with somebody. And the dude played the game raw. That's how he said it, like, homeboy played the game raw as hell, shawty. Like, he threw shit in my face and all this. He fucked my face up. She like, what you mean fucked your face up? She was like, let me see what you look like. And she was asking about some app. You got something? I had it. Boom, they hang up, they get on that. And I hear her say, oh my fucking God, like, hold up. Why is the bandages, why you got bandages right there? What it? And he was like, cause my shit is like this all over, it's burnt. And then he was showing his lips and how his nose, like all his shit was fucked up. And she was like, no, And then she like did this little laugh. And she was like, oh, hell no. And she hung up. She got off the thing. He called her back on a regular phone. Got it on speakerphone. He going back and forth in the cell. He was like, yo, how can you do that to me, shawty? You gonna just get off this, like, cause you see me fucked up, shawty, you gonna do? And she was like, no, that's not it. It's because, like, I was gonna tell you anyway, I can't even really do this. Like, but now, like, you like that, I don't even know who you are. Like, she's saying that she didn't know who he was. He wouldn't have went out bad like that and all this shit. Like, she don't know that dude got blitzed with those cups. But she saw that he was disfigured and he still had 5 more years to do. And so she left him. She left him in the rawest way. And that was his baby mom that did that. He was with her for a minute. She was doing the time with him. And when she saw that, she said, hell no, it was that part was over with. That part was over with. And I knew that I was blessed a little bit. I was blessed a little bit to have the person that I have that was helping me and taking care of me. You know what I'm saying? Coming to see me, putting money on my books and stuff like that. I felt like I was privileged because dude, he kind of lost his mind after that. He wasn't right after that shit. Like, I remember when they called him to go down to administration, I guess to the counselor or something. Man, he was coming back. They was packing him up. He was going to a different dorm. He went to a level 3 mental health dorm. We saw him a couple days later. You said you got to sit for 3 years, bro. Where? What's going on? That's crazy work right there, man. What state are you going to? Yo, everybody, do me a favor. This is my second bid. Damn. You took a plea for a hammer. Oh, in Jersey. Yeah, you gotta get through there, in and out of there. You gotta knock 3 down, huh? You gotta knock 3 down. Yeah, you gotta get in and out of there. You gotta better yourself while you in there real quick too, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to. You was facing 5. Yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it. Listen, please, everybody that's in the chat right now, everybody that's here with me, you know what I'm saying, on the live with your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I just want to let y'all know exactly who I am. I am Big Miz from the zoo, or Big Miz FTZ. You know what I'm saying? And I am a prison content creator. I speak about all things county jail, prison, and chain gang related. I tell people out of 365 days in a year, right? Being down the road, out of 365 days, 120 of these days was on some fucking bullshit. At least 120 out of 365 days. Yeah, I had some chill days, but 120 of them out that year, bullshit. And that's 1 year. And I did a 10-3 and a 5-2, and I messed up both of those bids and stretched both of them. No good. I saw too much. I dealt with too much. I had to go through like some changes, because these certain type of things that the things that I was seeing and that I was hearing was dehumanizing me. Like, he said, back to the Chi-Chi. Like, I just didn't like having to be a part of something every other day. There's some bull stuff going on, and then you might see a standoff, or you might be in a standoff. It depends on who you're with, and you got to be ready to do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be trained to go. That's what they say. Trained to go is, soon as something pops off, you're up and you're at it. It's nothing else. You're getting active. You know what I'm saying? You performing. That's it. You're in a situation where if somebody else starts it, and is a part of the people that you're dealing with, and it gets to a standoff and they about to go to war, you're in it. It's happening with you. It takes the OG or whoever's above y'all, or if you're a Muslim, takes the imam, somebody of power, to be like, nah, you're too short. You need to go home, live a productive life, get out there and be an upstanding citizen. Take care of your kids, nigga. Take care of your life and your family and your loved ones, or your girl, fiance, or wife. We don't need you in this war where we're stabbing each other back and forth. You got to get ready to go home. Unless you want to go home with 11 of them or something, or barely living. Or come dance on the dance floor real quick and get your lungs collapsed, and then lay up in the hospital, then go home for there, barely breathing, or get stabbed in your throat or something. Your eye. You go out, come back with one eye. You know what I'm saying? Come back with one eye. You're Cyclops now. Like, nah, bro. I tried to bring forth awareness of the dangers inside of the prison system. This is what I want to do. This is what I feel good doing. And this is what I'm going to continue to do. This is what I'm going to continue to do. Bring forth the awareness of the dangers in prison. Period. Nothing less than that. I'm going to let you know that you can also give yourself a chance out here in these streets. And then you won't have to go through nothing that I talk about in none of my videos. You won't have to go through anything. All you got to do is just use a little bit of your rationale part of your brain and be like, yo, let me listen to some of this bullshit. Like, oh, nah, hell no, I ain't going through none of that. Oh, this nigga swung on the officer. Damn, then they put him in the shower and shit with his clothes on for like 6 hours and shit. And then they was ready to mash his stupid ass out. Nah, I ain't going through that. All you gotta do is listen. And then you'll get hip to what's going on. I can hip you to a life that you don't know shit about. That I was knee deep in. That I saw people changing, coming from county jails as men in visitation with wives, daughters. I see them months later in the prison, in the chain gang, on the yard, walking like a girl, back pockets ripped off, tight ass pants, hugging and kissing another man, eyebrows arched to death, lip liner and all this old crazy stuff. It's happening. It's happening. And what I can guarantee you, that I'm going to keep on reporting on today's situations of the people that's getting unalived in there on a constant basis. The death toll inside the Georgia Department of Correction is in a blaring rate. Blaring. It's shooting through the charts how somebody is dying every other day in a different camp. This camp, then 5 is going to the hospital at this one, 17 at this one, and 3 dead. One just died over here at Hayes, another one at Hancock. Up is 2 more at Dooley. And then, no, somebody dies at Washington. Up, somebody died in a hole at Washington. Oh, we just found a young boy unalived in Valdosta State Prison. Oh, what's going on in Baldwin State Prison? Someone just got stabbed in their eye. Like, nah. This part is not making sense. Where you get roofed in court. They're gonna roof your ass in court. That's a fact. Or they'll sentence you so much in court in the Georgia system, the judicial system, they will sentence you until they're sentencing a corpse. Let's say we giving him 15 years on this, 20 years on this, and then life without parole on this. Now, the life without parole, that means life without parole. Life without parole. We got you. Boom, bow. And then they say, then we're going to give him 2 more life sentences, 135 years. Like, who are you sentencing now? Because you already sentenced somebody and their time is done. When you do them years and then life without parole, he's gone. He's a goner. Now you're sentencing somebody that's dead. You're sentencing a corpse now. You're giving more time and more time and more time. Like, that makes no sense. They sentenced my little cousin to 3 life sentences. 3 life sentences in 145 years. So the plan is fight 1 life sentence. See how old you get while you're doing that. Go back and forth to habeas corpus court, getting denied and coming back and doing this and coming back. And then if you make it do that, try to fight the next life sentence and go back and forth and getting denied and all that. You're getting old, you're going through things. And then try the 3rd one. I think you're gone by then. You're gone by then. You didn't have enough time to give that time back. You ran out of time before giving that time back. It makes no sense. Crime is measured by the things that you do out here in the world. You can make a mistake. You can get pushed into a situation. Somebody can be trying to take something from you, take something from your family, take something from your wife, take something from your girlfriend, your mother, anything. They can come into your home and then you have to fight. And if you're not in a red state where it's a stand your ground law, then you're going to get some charges on your back. You're going to have that on your jacket. And you're going to go down the road. You're going to do that time. You're going to do that time. Definitely gonna do that time. Make a mistake. Have road rage. And both of y'all about it that day. Both of y'all got issues that day, and then y'all get out the car, start tearing it, and then one start getting over on the other, and then them cops pull up. What you think about to happen? And let the fight get real serious and somebody got a blade or something. What you think about to take place? From that road rage situation where y'all want to curse back and forth and now moving in the cars doing all the stupid shit. What you think gonna happen? That's a fact. It doesn't make no sense. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You can't just put out blunt and stupid ass statements like, just don't do no crime. Don't get in trouble then. What happens when the crime and the trouble come to you? Then what? How did you get out? I know some of y'all pussy ass niggas run. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. You run. I've been in situations where people jumped out the car on me, shot me in my chest, and then I pushed him and I ran because he shot a hole through my chest. So I ran. Only to go past a car where another person got out the car with a gun and started shooting me in my legs and hit me every fucking time I heard, "Bow!" I was hit. "Bow!" I was hit again, and yes, I kept running. So I understand running. But it be situations where you can't run. People come into your crib and trying to take what you have that you done bust your ass and worked so hard for and circled around your peace, around your family and your children, and you got to protect them because this smoker or fiend or junkie or whoever is coming in there to try to take what you got. And it's you that got to defend. You. And they play that life and death game with you when they in there because they saying, I want what I came to get. I don't care about who's going to be in there. And you got to be against that opposition. You can go to jail. I know somebody that's in jail by making a mistake. I honestly believe he made a mistake. And he's in jail for life. He's in jail for life. I honestly think he made a mistake. By listening to his story, I think he made a mistake. I know a young boy that got the felony murder rule for riding with two of his homeboys, and then they jumped out, and one dude wants to fight another one. They're young. They're all young. They was like 19 years old. And he said that he was there. He was looking at the fight. And he said he was ready to kick him. He was ready. In his mind, he said, if the dude turns his back again, I'm going to squirrel him. That means sneak him. Or if he's down, I'm gonna kick him and stomp him, right? But he said his homeboy grabbed the dude because he can wrestle and opened up his legs and slammed him on his head. And that's all it took. They said he was seasoned out. They got scared. They ran. Dude lost his life. He got the felony murder rule because he was there when someone died unalived in the commission of a crime. Yes, the felony murder rule. The dude got life right along with his homeboy because he was there when the dude unalived somebody in the commission of a crime, doing the assault, fighting. And I remember when he asked me in the cell, when he thought I was cool enough to kick it with him, he was like, yo, Jers, yo, I was like, what's up, man? He was like, yo, let me ask you something, bro. I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, yo, how much do, like, I got to do on life? I was like, what? This man said, how much do I have to do on life, right? And he had life without. No life with. He's not trying to walk off a 20 piece, you know what I'm saying, and a biscuit and then go home. Life without. And honestly, for him, I felt like he wouldn't even understand if I told him life, bro. Like how much you're gonna do on life without. In Georgia, you're gonna do life. You're gonna do your life in here. This is where you're at. I didn't want to tell him that. I didn't feel like I was in position to tell him that. I said, yo, you probably, man. Like, and I tried to keep it cool, but it hurt me to tell this young dude that. He was now, what, 20 or going on 21? And I was like, yo, you probably want to talk to your counselor and try to have them break down, like, your options and what you can do to try to bring your level down so you can be at a more cooler camp than this level 5 one. This is what I was thinking for him to get to medium, and then minimum security, so he can go to a jail where he can do his time and it be a little better than where we was at, with people getting gunned down every day, getting raped, or taking themselves off the map. He might start getting that feeling and that funk with him, hearing all these sob stories and seeing the dudes that he respect and like, when they start folding and they go to the hole and then they running us into the cells, lock down, mercy, lock down. We asking, yo, what we locked down for? And they saying, oh, such and such, you know, Blade, man, that man done hung it up in the hole, man. This man done took his life. I don't think that it was healthy for him to be around that type of atmosphere. I didn't know why I was there. I don't know why they put me in all level 5 camps. I didn't get it. Everywhere I landed, 60%, 65% lifers. And so this jail and their politics run different when chain gang rules is in full effect, is what they say. When chain gang rules is in full effect, you already know. Yo, people can slide through doing a whole bunch of straight bullshit using that chain gang rules is in full effect, or I'm gonna show him a chain gang lesson. You're gonna do aggravated sodomies in jail to show people a chain gang lesson. You're gonna knock people out. It's dudes known for knocking you out and then giving you fellatio so you can learn a chain gang lesson. How does that make sense, yo? How does that make sense? What can I do? What can I do? Tell me this, man. What can I do when the last situation that I was about to be in, bro? When the brothers, we was all in the cell, we was reading some hadith. It was like, it was Batin, Safi, and Bilal. So it was 3 of us in the cell. Well, 3 of them in the cell with me, so it was 4 of us, and we was reading hadith. And we had the book of the life of the prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, right here, and we're going back and forth reading, right? And then a brother comes running, open the door, boom! Yo, it's on, it's lit, it's up, come on, it's up. Brothers start filing off out of the room, going to their cells, going to get their fire. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's a standoff against a certain gang that I'm not going to promote on here because I never really liked dealing with them. And when I'm throwing on my boots and all that, and I grab my little weapon, and I start going to the door, and I remember when the brother Gaddafi was at the door, and I'm coming, he's like, nah, boom, boom, green lighted that shit on me. Now, yeah, I had 5.5 months left. Excuse me. He green lighted the door. Said, nah, Iguan, nah, man. You gotta get up out of here. This for us. We got this. We don't need you, man. We don't need you. And he started running. And then I see him coming up the steps, come on the big floor. He's skipping. He going into action, right? Now I see these fools, man. There's probably like 17 of the brothers right now, and it's like 20, 22 of these opposing dudes, and they kind of like run into each other. Let's get it. Let's go. Ooh. Some brothers screaming Allahu Akbar. They going in, and I saw the brother, like, he was fighting. He had this big tool. He fighting. You could hear the clanging. They going, they hitting, and nobody is getting stuck yet or hacked yet. But they fighting the brother jumping back down the steps, coming back near my cell. And I'm looking, and I see it's 3 of them, really. They jumping down. They done got the brother, that one of the biggest brothers, Gaddafi, in the corner. And I watched the dude that saved me. He pushed me, closed the door, told me, nah, get home. We don't need you. We got this. Whew. He going in. I saw this man lose his life right there. Right in front of my door. Another person is on the floor too, on the big floor. The floor is too heavy, so he can't get up neither. After everything cooled down, when them people ran down in that dorm, man, shooting them fucking things off and all that, boom, boom. People running, trying to get to their cells or whatever. And once the smoke clears, literally, brother is at my door. He's down, I'm looking. All I can do is just look at him. And that shit crushed me. It broke my motherfucking heart, yo. He pushed me in. But he was right there. He went there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when they put him on a stretcher, because they called the ambulance in onto the dorm this day. And they're coming in with fucking stretchers, bringing it down, boom. And I remember when they put him on it, the dude had a clipboard, a metal clipboard, like a thick clipboard that he's writing his information on. I remember when they put the cloth over the brother's face, letting him know that he's gone. This motherfucker talking to one of the CEOs, like, yeah, man, long time no see, man. Yeah, hell yeah. And they just put the clipboard on the brother's face that's unalive. Just threw it on his face, this big metal clipboard. And I was like, yo, y'all disrespectful ass nigga. I'm yelling through the door. I'm kicking the door, trying to tell them, yo, get that clipboard off his motherfucking face, man. Y'all disrespectful ass motherfucker. Like, that pissed me off so bad. So if I can get saved, brothers can lose their life after saving me, I'm not gonna tell people about what's going on in there, what can happen in there. I'm definitely doing that. They made that my mission. And I saw enough to either be out of my mind, slick throw, or I'm just going to give y'all all the information. I'm going to tell y'all it to the point where you'll see it vividly, what took place with me. Vividly. And I'm not going to steer you wrong. If I don't know it, I'm going to tell you, yo, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have that answer. But if I do know it, I will tell you to the point where if you was a baby, I'll break it down to that level and give you this information. Because I think people deserve it. I think people deserve a chance. I grew from being some bullshit, some real live bullshit out in the streets, a whole shit starter, a whole problem starter. I would rob, I would sell drugs, I would steal cars, I would do so. Yo, I'm surprised that I made it to the age that I made it to, and I can give people information, like helpful stuff of things that I know. I have a PhD in the information that I'm giving y'all. A PhD. I know SOP guidelines. I know where stuff is at. I deal with the Human Rights Coalition, getting my information and getting videos that get sent from out of the prison so I can display it for people to know and put it in their face exactly what's happening to their loved ones, the conditions that they're living in. Because I know if it was inhumane for me years ago, now that it got worse and people are getting unalived every day, it don't make sense how some two inmates can die inside of a cell in the burning inferno. How does that happen when they light in their beds and they die in the fire? How is that? How can you light something to that magnitude and now you can't put it out because the fibers inside of this mat is just igniting, and then it's giving you a smoke that you can't handle? I don't know if they knew that. This smoke, inhaling this smoke in this closed-in environment in this cell is not enough open areas for it to flee out. It's going straight to your lungs. It's going to succumb you, and you're going to be in a bad position. They died, but they died in the fire, both of them. This is the chain gang. People are getting left in cells and they not catching up with the person for days. For days. There was a young dude in the hole dead for days. How does that work? Y'all not doing no rounds and looking in? You don't see no decomposing bodies sitting in there, my G? That don't make sense. It makes no sense. I know the last person that I spoke about, he went to Valdosta State Prison, and that day he was unalive. As soon as he got there, that day, gone, pew, out of there. How was that? Either he was running from something, and this is something that I don't know, but he could have been running from something, and then they make the call to see if he's landing in certain type of prisons, and once they find out, yeah, that's him, he over here right now, like, yo, go ahead and put wings on, little boy, and then they attack you. This is the things that can transpire. This is the things that happen. This is dirty, filthy work. Dirty, filthy work. But this is the chain gang today. This is what's going on. And I can tell you about other places, other county jails that's terrible. I've been to 5 different states. My incarceration knowledge and the way to move and the things that I know, the lingos that I know, the principles and the morals of different places, my knowledge of this is a little bit different than other people. Because I've been around making mistakes in a lot of different places. So I had to be around a lot of different people and adapt and survive. So when it comes to me and the stories that I tell, I try to be as transparent as I can, because I did not win a lot of my battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won a lot of them, and then I lost some too. And all the time that I lost, it was me trying to be the aggressor and starting shit, and then I lose. That was my lesson every time. When I'm defending myself in a situation, it seems like I go the hardest. I go stupid when I'm defending my life. That's when it works for me. That's when things look a little bit better. I can see a brighter day because I go a little bit harder defending my life. But starting the trouble, like the opposition always like kind of get over. Or I felt like they got over. I felt like I lost. And if I didn't, I feel bad about what the hell I just did. I'm like, yo, that person didn't deserve it. I ain't have to do all of that. I'm tripping. And I think that's the thing. I actually think that's the thing. Yo, for the people that just coming into the live and don't know exactly who I am, my name is Big Miz from the Zoo. I do prison content. I talk about everything county jail, prison, and chain gang related. I have a channel on here that I want y'all to run to. My new channel on YouTube is called County Jail, Prison, or Chain Gang. County Jail, Prison, or Chain Gang. Y'all go and subscribe to that channel. I'm trying to build that channel up. And on here, Big Miz, that's me, Big Miz from the Zoo. All y'all got to do is subscribe to the channel. There should be no way that I should have 30 and 40. I should have a whole lot of subscribers hitting the subscribe button and following me on this journey, man. Or if you just want to just help out, be like, yo, I think he's doing an alright thing. I'm not really into prison content, but go ahead and handle your business, old boy. I'm gonna help you out. Bow, do that. I will greatly appreciate it. I will greatly appreciate it. If y'all can go and subscribe to the channel now. I'm gonna give some time out. I'm gonna take a little breather. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now, y'all. And let me know. Come back in the comment section and say, yo, I subscribed, or I did it, or it's done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all spam it in the comment section. I'm gonna chill for a minute before I go back into a couple more stories. I go subscribe to the channel, come back and say, yo, I subscribed. Let me know that y'all did that. I appreciate that. This is your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. He said, you ain't gangster. Nah, I ain't trying to be gangster. You can have that. You gangster. You got that. You the gangster in this situation. I'm not. I don't want to be gangster. That don't sound cool. That sound like some pussy shit. A gangster. Nah. I'm cool. What's going on, everybody? Like, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Y'all hit the subscribe button and come into in the comments, in the chat, and let me know that y'all subscribe to the channel. Y'all spam it, let me know. And then I'm about to get back into some more stories. You said done? No doubt. No doubt. Good looking, Angel. Let's do a roll call. Let's do a roll call right now. Everybody that subbed, I'm gonna call out y'all names, you know what I'm saying, to let y'all know. So Angel, thank you. Thank you. Angel Music, thank you. I appreciate you. Who's the next one? Let me know. Let me know, y'all. Let me know. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I appreciate it. $212. I don't really know how to pronounce your name, L. You know what I'm saying? But $212, I see you. Said my ninja. What up? What up? Nah, not really though. Not really though. Crib right here though. But nah. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Oh, Jaquil, what's good? Rain, Madison, you said done. Thank you. Let's do this roll call. Y'all subscribe to the channel and hit in the comment section, yo, I just subscribed. It's done. know what I'm saying, or subbed up, something. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. I'm doing the roll call. I'm gonna call y'all name out once I see it. Say JR. Alright, JR, what up? What up? Done. Okay. Man, 6849, he said done. Sound about right. Jeff, okay, cool. I won't donate. Oh, if I was homeless, you said you'll donate? Nah, I'm not homeless, fam. But I do have a cash app. You know what I'm saying? If you want to donate to the channel, I do have a cash app. But I'm not homeless. I'm not asking for money because I'm homeless. No. Peace and blessings. K shout out from the 716. No doubt. Did you subscribe to the channel already? Have you subscribed to the channel already? Let me know. I'm doing a roll call right now. Y'all subscribe to the channel and let me know y'all subscribed, and I got y'all. Another damn Paradise player. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I have the slightest idea why he would say that or anything, but sometimes people perceive things as something. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. He might have hoped I was or something. You never know nowadays. Yeah, are y'all done subbing to the channel? Let me know what's going on. Now, I'm about to get into something else. I gotta actually just like trauma dump all this information into these books. Like the Black Fives. Thank you. I appreciate it. You. My bad. I don't know what was going on. Let's get my people back in here and see what's up. Can y'all hear me clearly? Can y'all hear me good? Let me know if y'all can hear me. What up? Y'all fall back in here. Let me know if y'all can hear me, y'all. Are we good? Let me know that we good. So keep doing you. How long are you in prison in total? Throughout my whole life, I've been in and out of prisons and county jails all around for over like 15 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I bring forth these stories and these situations to people to let y'all know that y'all can give yourself a chance out here in these streets, and you don't have to go through the BS, man. You don't want to go through it because the politics are way different. And if you're a person that's laid back, you chilling, you working and stuff like that, you got a nice little pretty something that you be coming home to, or she come to your crib after work or whatever, you be pulling up on her, and then you get into a situation and now you got to be governed by the jail rules, or you think that you need to be down with somebody just so you can get through that situation, and then they got to beat you into it, tag you be all lumped up, and now you're in, and then you can get DP'd if you make a mistake. Forget one of their golden rules if you want to. Forget one of their golden rules if you want to, and they gonna DP the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? So these are the oppositions that you have to go. These are the options that you have, and it's sickening. It's sad, bro, because like me being a low sentence inmate, and when they sent me down the road, right, and I had to go to Valdosta State Prison, where a lot of these unalivings is taking place now. When I got there, it was 15 minutes. 15 minutes, and I was already in some BS. That's all it took. They walked me down the walk with the CERT team and all that, sending people to A and B yard, C and D yard, and then they come to E and F yard, and they bring us in. And I'm coming through a crowd of people. Yo, where you from, Shawty? I'm saying, you bang? Who you with? They trying to figure out who I'm with. I'm like, yo, I'm holding my stuff, trying to get through them. Like, yo, I'm not doing all that. Yo, I ain't with no gang or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not no civilian neither. Boom, and I went into my cell, and I wanted to smoke. So at this time, you can smoke freely in the Georgia Department of Corrections. You know what I'm saying? So I done threw my stuff on the top bunk, got my cigarette, rolled it up, and went to the booth, and I asked the officer, I lift the flap out, I say, CO, can I go out and smoke real quick before you call for chow? Because I just got off the bus. It's been a long ride. I need to smoke. He like, go ahead, man, go. You pop it, just let me on out. Now I'm on the small yard smoking a cigarette. And I'm looking around. I'm just looking at the whole compound. I'm looking at every building. I got a small yard in front of it. I'm looking at the big yard and how far you gotta walk to chow, where administration is, just lined up all these buildings and doors. And I'm like, damn, fuck am I at, man? They be sending you so far across Georgia in these secluded areas, like it don't make no sense, man. But I started noticing somebody walking, coming towards the gate in the small yard I was on. He done called her, open the gate, open the gate. And he's shaking the gate, open the gate, boom, they done opened it. And he walking up, and he looking at me, and I'm looking at this nigga like well, why is he keep staring at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know him. And he was like, yo, Miz. He like, Miz, right? I'm like, yo, who is that? He was like, yo, come on, bro. It's Kareem or something. He done named like certain schools we were in, the area we lived in, and all that. So he was from Jersey too. He done got jammed in the A and did some shit to get into the chain gang. So he talking to me, but he keep looking at my hand while I'm smoking. He like, yo, you got another cigarette? I was like, oh man, yo, you gonna have to roll you your own. Matter of fact, bring out the whole pack. And I tell him where my cell is at. Go across the big floor, go down the steps, go in the corner, and just go in my bag and grab the whole pack. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right. He going to go and get it. But when he comes back out, he's like walking slow. He looking all funny in the face. And I was like, yo, what's up? And I'm looking in his hands. I don't see no cigarettes and shit. He was like, what cell you said you was in? I said, go across the big floor, like go down them steps though and go all the way to the end. Like my stuff is on the top bunk. He was like, yeah, bro, I just was in there, man. You don't got nothing? I was like, nah, everything is in one bag. Like I didn't put nothing out. He was like, nah, bro, you don't got nothing. And when he said this to me, I was like looking, but I was kind of like in a daze almost, like, you don't got nothing. You don't got nothing. You don't got nothing. Like, this is all I'm thinking about. Like, this man just said, I don't have shit. So I started walking. I walked past him, go across the big floor, went down the steps, walked to the end, and looked in that cell, bro. Them niggas done wiped my nose for all my belongings. They took all my food. They took my bag that had my prayer rug in it, my kufi in it, you know what I'm saying, my Quran, my CL20s, my Walkman or CD player, you know what I'm saying, all my magazines, but he took everything that I had, all right? And I was standing there, I was like, damn, what do I do? And I was trying to remember what cats was saying in Fulton County Jail, 901 Wright Street, downtown Atlanta. They telling us like certain things that people did, and if your stuff gets stolen, do this, or yo, go to the plug of the TV. They were saying a whole bunch of right? And I was like, you know what? They said to make an announcement like saying attention Dawn, you know what I'm saying, go and try to straighten your face or whatever. So I go out there and I say, I'm like, you go attention Dawn. Yo, somebody just went into my cell, man. I just got here. Somebody ran in my cell. If y'all saw anything, let me know. I'll pay you. Let me know if you saw somebody going to my... Nobody's paying attention to me. There's a whole bunch of people standing looking at the TV, laughing, doing all this shit. But nobody's paying attention to what I'm saying about my stuff being stolen. So I go under the TV and I'm standing by the cord. You know what I'm saying? And I went and I snatched the cord out the wall and I'm holding the cord and I say, yo, anybody saw somebody go in my motherfucking cell? Somebody just stole my stuff, man. I just got here. Damn, niggas is thieves in here. Like, yo, and under the TV, watching the TV, what's the way to go about that, bro? You know what I'm saying? All this pulling the cord out and all that, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to go about that. Who you with? I was like, all right. So I say, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. And damn near to my rescue type shit. It was like 5 doors I saw opening, pushing open, boom, boom, boom. Cats looking like it's Muslims, and then it's like 7 doors downstairs. Doors are opening up, and they saying, "Walaikum assalam, you just got here. What's good, I'm looking up. I'm looking down like, yo, bro, yo, somebody just stole all my belongings, Everything I got. They took my kufi, my prayer rug, my food, everything, These brothers start closing the door. Only to come right back out. Battle ready, war ready. Some brothers got like, I guess you would say pillowcase strips that they done cut and put long strips and they tied it around their arms and around their banger so their banger won't fall while they going retarded. You know what I'm saying? Or crazy, excuse me for saying that other word. And some brothers is coming out with machetes. You know what I'm saying? Some cats coming out with bone crushers and gold rods, belts with locks on it. This is what's going on. It automatically turned to this can be a situation cause for jihad, meaning cause for war inside of this dormitory. 15 minutes of being there. A level 5 camp, Valdosta State Prison. When these brothers walked up to me, the emir of the dorm stood right in front of me and said, bro, somebody stole your belongings and you know Muslim property is sacred. We have to get that back. There's no way. And we don't do no stealing in this dorm. It's zero tolerance for thieves or thievery in this dorm, Iguan. So we're going to go door to door and we're going to check each cell until we find who have it. And we're going to pour them out and we're going to put them on the door. I was like, all right. So I know that now that I'm doing something serious. I'm going into people's cells. Some people that did not have nothing to do with me or my situation at all. I am now going past their threshold, looking in their cell and stuff like that. And if they're not okay with it, like, yo, I don't care, go in there and look, you know what I'm saying? And just hurry up out and go look in the next one. If they're not okay with it, it's like I'm violating them. But now it's 6 or 7 brothers behind me walking, and it's like 10 of them on the big floor going like moving. We're all moving in unison as I go in and out these cells, right? No, they did not already put a banger or a knife in my hand. No, I don't have nothing in my hand. I'm in there looking, going through cells. I remember they started bunching up at different doors, and I had to go through some Nietas or MS-13s or Selenos, one of them. And I went through this crowd and I said, hey, yo, I just gotta look in the cell, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be touching nothing. I just gotta see if my police here. They just looking. And they looking into the cell while I walk in there. I come out, and then one of them said, yo, homie, you see anything, home? You see anything? I was like, nah. But I took a mental note to just look at him and remember what he looks like. So if anything ever pops off, I gotta watch out for little Migo right here. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to keep a mental note. It's just smart to do so. So I started going to the other doors at the bottom, and we cleared the bottom. We started circling through the top, going through Bloods rooms, some affiliates from the Bloods, some Crips, some ghost faces. It wasn't a GF in our dorm, no good fella in our dorm at the time. You know what I'm saying? But I went through some ghost face gangsters rooms and all that. There was a couple Gap gang members in there. But once I got to the door next to the end, it was an individual standing there. This dude was standing there with his arms folded like this. He was like 6'3", 225 pounds, dark-skinned nigga with nappy-ass afro, standing there looking mad as hell, right? And I'm going into the cell right next to his. I look, nothing there. Now, when I came out, I said, yo, bro, this is the last cell, man. I just need to look in here real quick, and then I'm done, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to touch nothing to nothing. And I started walking in. And I saw my shit. I saw it. It was right under his bed. All of it. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Still sacked up and all that. And when I went to turn around, my instinct is turn around because this dude is coming in. He's coming in trying to green light the door. So it just be me and this big ass dude tearing it up in there. But while he did that, one of the brothers put their foot in the door and caught that shit before it jammed and green lighted. Then they came in while I'm sitting up there fighting. Boom, boom, boom. We swinging, and he's swinging heavy. I'm swinging too. But his brothers that came in with them things, and they started shooting it. I'm talking about, wow, giving him the business, pouring his dumb ass out like. And they told me to get out the way because it was like 4 of them swinging iron. And all I'm going to do is mess around and get hit. So I done swiveled my way to the side and like skipped to the side and got up out of there. They pulling Buddy out. He yelling and all this. And then it was 4 more brothers coming in. Once they started getting tired, 4 bigger brothers than them came in, beating him. And then they grabbed him by both of his legs. And they grabbed him by his arms. And they threw this man over the top ledge. Like, they threw him over the top tier. And it's like an octagon table down there. A stainless steel octagon table. He lands on this and hits his head or whatever. And he's just laying down there and everybody's looking. Some people is going into their cells. And I'm looking at the situation like I don't know what's going on. Some extra time. This is what I'm thinking. And this is all I can think. Like I'm about to do more time. And the emir of the dorm came to me and said, "What's up, Art? You good?" He was like, "Yo, how much time you got?" And I said, "Man, I got a 10 He like, what? So what is you doing down here with us? Like, all of us got life. All of us. He was like, how you get down here to Valdosta? I was like, yo, like, I don't know. I don't know how. But, I'm okay. But I'm there. And he said, yo, bro, go down to your cell. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take care of this because them boys about to come in here right now. They gonna want to know what's going on. And I said, Shakran. He said F1. I started walking to my cell. Went down the stairs, went down across the big floor, went down the other steps, went to my. As soon as I got close to my cell, I hear somebody yelling in my cell, and this dude is getting beat. I look, and some more little Muslim brothers in there beating up my cellie, right? Or who I found out to be my cellie. And they saying, yo, he was looking at the whole thing, man. He was looking at the whole thing. We put his ass on the door, little pussy ass nigga. They saying all this stuff, and I'm looking at the dude, this white dude or whatever, little skinny little white dude. He looked like he could be cool, but he just was looking scary. He was getting slapped and then rolling his stuff up. He just grabbing his stuff. He going on the door. And they escorted him to the door, and I'm standing there in my cell holding my bag, got my belongings back. And I was like, man, nah, this ain't right. This ain't right. There's something wrong about this. So I go shoot out. I go towards the door. I go straight to him. I put my back to the booth so the lady can't see nothing. And before he say, yo, I'm in fear for my life, I gotta get out of here, I was asking him like, yo, why did you watch that dude go into the cell and take my stuff and you didn't say nothing? You saw me coming, asking, doing all this stuff. Why did you do that? And he was like, he been in this dorm for 8 years, 7 to 8 years, longer than the time that I was even sentenced. He'd been in that cell for that long. And he doesn't see stuff. He said, I don't get in nobody's business. That's how I make it through. That's how I've been making it through. And I believed him. And I'm like, yeah, that sound about right. But they went in your cell too. That's your cell. I was like, yo, come on, man. I grabbed the stuff and I went and I got this man off the door. Now, is that a thing? Nah, that's not really a thing. Like, to go grab people and get them off the door, like, you gotta have some type of something to be doing stuff like that. I know cats get put on the door. Some people might try to buck that, you know what I'm saying, the program, but then you find out you ain't bigger than the program when other people start getting into it, and then they ready to pour you out and put you on the door. Or they pour you out and now you're trying to get on the door. I mean, so I walked him away from there. I brought his stuff back into the cell. And I was looking around. People was looking at me in disbelief. But I didn't care. I told old boy, like, yo, you my cellie, man. Like, but if somebody come into this cell again, and take my belongings or anything out of this cell and you don't say nothing, then I'm gonna pour you out myself and put you on the door. This is what we do. I will pour you out myself and put you on the door. And he was like, alright. And we were good from that point on. They got the dude up off the floor, and the medical team sent him up out of there. I don't know what happened with him. Never saw him again. Nobody never talked about the dude or nothing. I only heard one thing, that he was a GD. He was a gangster disciple that stole my belongings, that got sent over the top tier or whatever. But they said he was not on the roster, or he wasn't on a count or whatever, because he was doing stuff and they wanted him out the dorm anyway. Whatever. But I know they wasn't doing no stealing in that camp, period. They was abusing people that want to have sticky fingers and be taking stuff behind people's back. They was abusing people, humiliating them, pouring them out, putting them on compound restriction and everything. Like, so to show my appreciation to the Umar, I grew and grew and grew in knowledge. And I became the Amir of the dorm. After being in the back of the ranks praying, I became to be on the front, leading these brothers in Salat. And then eventually became the Amir over Talim and teaching brothers through a Akida class, Akida, your conduct, your ethics, your moral, how you should be moving. Because in this situation, I will promote that on this compound, when they say who's the best people to deal with, who has the best conduct, and they should be saying the Muslims have the best conduct of all these individuals here, and we should be moving the right way. All right. I think that I owe the different people, the different Umars, as in congregations in the different prisons that I went to. I think I owe the people or the lifers that I met that did all my tattoos. Every tattoo that I received on my body was from a lifer inside of the prison. So I can say that me and you don't got the same tattoo artist. My tattoo artist has life. He's not coming home and he's not going to be able to do your tattoo. I was in a place where I got it from everybody, and they actually told me their story and their situation while they was giving me the tattoo. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of crazy stories on what they did. Some of it was sad, some of it was crazy, and some of it was just downright stupid. But I think that I owe them enough to let them know, let people know about their stories, their situations, and not to down them or nothing like that, but just forewarn people that you can get into these situations and have a very hard time with them or with the people that's in there, because there's individuals in there that's waiting on you because they're finding new ways every day to humiliate you and put you on the internet, making you look crazy as I don't know what, or they have it in them to go and start on camera. They're recording them attacking you, putting holes in you, ending your life. They're recording it, stomping on your head in the toilet. Yes, stomping on your head in the toilet with the toilet water running, flushing it, stomping you, kicking you, and they're taping it, humiliating you. These are the things that you gotta watch out for, and you need to stay safe, find something safe to do out in these streets, man, before you find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Yo, I'm gonna ask y'all real quick, you know what I'm saying, before I get out of here, because this was like the start of my Subathon, where I'm going to be telling day to day a lot of stories about a lot of vicious attacks, rapings. Like each day will be a situation, and today I spoke about how I survived the hole and the situations that happened in the hole. And I would like to ask y'all to please go and subscribe to my channel. My name is Big Miz from the Zoo. All y'all gotta do is grab a follow. Go ahead and subscribe. It's actually free. Just tap the button just to show some support. Let me know that I'm doing the right thing. I also have a second channel, which is called County Jail, Prison, or Chain Gang. County Jail, Prison, or Chain Gang. And y'all go subscribe to that channel as well. Just those two platforms right there, those two channels on this platform. County Jail, Prison, or Chain Gang, and Big Miz from the Zoo. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to that channel. You know what I'm saying? Do that for your boy. I greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all for your time today, through this morning. And please, I'm just asking y'all, find something safe to do. Get a good hobby. Find a career that you can follow after. Get a little job that got some good benefits and just be happy. Do some hobbies. Do homework. If you're an introvert and you like to work by yourself at home, do that. If you're a content creator and you got that pizzazz to be a good personality, Do that. Do that for yourself. And if you need some tips or you want to do an interview with me because you have an interesting story, no matter what it is, I don't care about the gender. It can be a female, it can be a male. If you've been through some type of incarceration and you have an interesting situation that transpired with you, contact me on TikTok at Big Miz from the Zoo on TikTok and let me know, and we'll go through the screening process and then we'll do an interview. That's all it takes. I'm saying, once again, y'all subscribe to the channel. And check out my videos. Y'all go run it up. Check out my videos. I got some deep stories and some crazy situations all through there. Y'all go check it out. This your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. Please go like, share, and subscribe to the channel out there. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. That means punch that like button and kick a comment. This your boy. I'm gone.